Good morning and welcome to this class today. We'll do some shoulder work and we'll do some other stuff as well. So let's get started on the back of our mats in child pose. And if you can, you're going to come into egg pose. So the toes are together, the knees are apart, forehead is on the floor, and your shoulders are relaxing forward, hands are up behind you. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me. But as you relax on the floor, inhale into your back body and exhale, feel your shoulders softening towards the floor. Deep breath in, exhale, softening the neck, the face, the head, the shoulders. And we'll take a few minutes of slow breathing into the back body here, softening any area of tension. Keep breathing and softening. And if you like, Ujjayi breathing is natural because of the position you're in. You can add that. Feel the breath inhaling all the way down to your tailbone and all the way up to the top of your head. And let a gentle smile form on your lips. Gently roll your forehead on your mat. Perhaps go a little further, turning your ear towards the mat. Stretching out your neck. Come back to center. Bring your arms out in front of you, big stretch. Spread your fingers wide, press into your palms, and reach your tailbone towards your heels. Make sure your elbows are lifted if that works for you to create a nice stretch. And let's walk over to one side And bring your, if you're walking to your right, bring your left hand on top of your right and roll your left shoulder down. Let's walk ourselves around the other way. So if you're walking to the left, the right hand comes on top, and then roll the right shoulder down. Walk yourself back to center, pressing into the right arm, lifting the elbow, bring your left arm in, palm up. Let's slide through. And press into your right hand and lengthen your tailbone towards your heels. Inhale back to center. Press into your left hand, bring your right arm in, slide through. Press into your left hand and lengthen through your tailbone. Inhale back to center and back into egg position. Soften your shoulders. We'll come into laughing cow. Let's reach the arms out in front. Inhale, we're going to come up onto our knees. And exhale, come on back down. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, sitting back on your heels, coming back into child. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back down. And coming back into egg. And let's come up to sitting in easy pose or whatever sitting pose works for you. Let's continue with our breathing. Let's go into some sun shining breaths. Turn the palms and press down. Turn the palms up, scooping up earth energy. Opening, turning the palms and press down. Feel your shoulder blades slide down your back. Your side ribs lengthen, your chest broaden. We're opening up the shoulders, as well as the chest and back. On this last one, inhale up. Let's interlace the hands and turn the palms towards the ceiling. Deep breath, stretch tall, and exhale, reach to one side. Inhale back to center and reach the other way. Inhale back to center, press your hands out in front of you, turn the palms towards you. Inhale, reach through the back of your hands and draw your hands into your heart. Inhale, push away. Turn the palms the other way, pull your hands towards you. Inhale, push out. Turn the palms towards you, pull in. Push out and pull in. Shoulders down, heart lifted. And down. Stretching up nice and tall, let's rotate the head. Back to center, from the ear to your shoulder. And back to center, ear to shoulder. And back to center. And let's turn the palms down. Shoulder up, ear to shoulder squeeze. Shoulder down, relax. Inhale, shoulder up, ear to shoulder, squeeze. And release, shoulders down, shoulder up, ear to shoulder, and down. Shoulder up, ear to shoulder, back to center, and relax. Shoulder up, ear to shoulder, and release. Last one, shoulder up, ear to shoulder, and relax. Let's bring the shoulders forward and roll the shoulders back. The arms will follow. Bring the shoulders forward. And as the back of the hands come together, shoulders back, palms turn up. Squeeze them back. Rounding the back a little bit as the shoulders come forward. Lifting the chest a little bit as the arms and hands go back. So it's a little bit of a cat and dog here, as well as a shoulder opener. Keep making the movements bigger and bigger, taking longer to go into each one, so that you go to your full range of motion, lifting the head, dropping the chin, rounding the back, making the movement fuller as you warm up, lifting the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. One more. And back to center. Let's switch legs just to keep the body balanced. And we'll go over from side to side. Let's reach up and over. Inhaling back, windmilling, up and over. I'm hearing my shoulders making noises. How about you? Yeah, little creaking in that shoulder. And last one. I think this is the final direction, and back to center. And take that in. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders and we'll do some easy swimming motion here. So we're bringing a little bit of a twist into the chest, as well as opening the shoulders. And let's go the other way. I notice my head likes to turn when I'm doing this. So if that's something your body is doing, whatever your body wants to do, perfectly okay. Let's come back to center. We'll do a little fly up and fly down. Fly up. Moving with your own breath. One more position. Let's bring those shoulders up, elbows up, shoulder height. I'm going to kiss the elbows and press the elbows back. Kiss the elbows and press the elbows back. Continuing, moving with your breath. Again, what I'm finding here, which may seem counterintuitive, I'm breathing in when the elbows come together. I'm breathing out when my chest is broad. And that's because we have more alveoli, air sacs in the back of our body than in the front of our body. So as we broaden that back, we're breathing into the lungs all the way down the back body. Someday I'll bring you a picture of the lungs, you can see. Somebody once described the lungs as pear-shaped. I don't quite agree with that, but it gives you the sense that it's bigger down below and in back. All right, and let's relax and take that in. That's a lot of work in those shoulders. So let's give our legs a little bit of attention for a minute, and we can come back. Coming into butterfly pose. Simply butterfly your knees, draw your belly in and up, relax your shoulders down, stretch up through the top of your head. Let's stretch one leg out to the side. Sit up tall, and we'll slide down over the leg and bring that other arm up or over. Press out through the ball of the big toe, big side stretch. Stretch in your leg. I'm going to rotate towards the leg. Inhale, rotate towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, rotating towards the leg. Inhale, exhale towards the ceiling. So moving on a 2-count breath if that works for you. Inhale in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's stay over that leg, coming into a half forward fold. Scoop your belly, turn towards your thigh. Inhale, slide back up. And we'll change sides. Reach down the leg. Bring your other arm up and over. Turn towards the leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, turn in. Exhale, back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue with your breath. And let's stay in forward fold, half forward fold. Scooping your belly, turning towards your thigh. Inhale back up. Come on back to easy pose or butterfly pose, whatever works for you. If you're in butterfly pose, move your feet out a little bit so you're making a diamond with your legs. Give me a little easier and bigger base. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to take one arm and reach across as if there's something at a diagonal that we want to get. Spread and squeeze the fingers. So we're opening up the upper back and the shoulder and working the fingers at the same time. And let's come back to center and reach across as if there's something you want to grab over there. That lovely stretch, and stretch and squeeze the fingers. So I've just chosen this diamond shape for the legs because it creates evenness, but if you'd rather be in easy pose, go right ahead. And inhale back to center. Take a breath. Let's reach across and circle the wrist. And circle back the other way. And this time we're going to take the arm up and over into a twist. Inhale, reaching up. Bring the other arm across and coming into a final twist. Inhale back to center. Reach across. So I'm circling. And circle back the other way. And this time we'll take that into a spinal twist, reaching up and over. Bring your other hand across to your knee. And inhale back to center, take it in. Coming back to easy pose. Let's inhale tall and exhale, slide down. Tense your fingers on the floor. Lower your head, excuse me, towards the floor. Feel your shoulder blades on your back. Inhale, walk yourself back up. Bring your hands to the floor behind you. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest. Inhale tall. Do a second set. Walk yourself forward. Say tense your fingers just like that, like spider fingers on the floor. And walk your hands around to one side. Walk your hands back to center and walk your hands around the other way. And back to center. And inhale yourself back up. Inhale the arms up overhead. Bend your elbows and give yourself a pat on the back with both hands, or take one hand and push your elbow back, or pull your elbow back, or swing your arm around behind you and interlace your fingers. Let's release, inhale up, and give yourself a pat on the back, 2 hands, or push one elbow back, pull that elbow back, or swing around behind you and interlace your fingers if they can touch. And release, bring your hands behind you, either hugging elbows or coming into yoga mudra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, pull your hands away from your back, lift your chest. Keep squeezing. And then interlace your hands the weird way with the other thumb on top, squeezing. And release, let the arms float up. And let's come onto our hands and knees for some leg work. Starting in table, and again, you can be on your fists or forearms if your wrists aren't happy in table like this. Let's send one leg out on the floor and press out through the heel. And we're just going to rock forward and back, stretching out the back of the leg. Toes are flexed. And then we're going to pick that leg up and flex the foot and lift the thigh. Deep breaths as you lift that thigh, pressing your foot towards the ceiling. You're supporting with your core, lower belly lifted, rib cage tucked. And down. Take a breath and stretch the other leg out with the toes on the floor, foot flexed. We'll rock back and forward. So we're giving a little extra stretch to that leg and to the heel, opening up the bottom of your foot. And let's bend the knee, foot flexed. Inhale, lifting the thigh. Moving with your breath. Let's bring that leg in. This time we'll open the leg out to the side and lower it back down. Lift that leg and circle it. And circle back the other way. And down. Lift the other leg and lower. And let's lift that knee and circle it. And circle back the other way. And down. And let's widen the knees and press back into child, maybe into eggs, relaxing your shoulders and your hands. Let's reach the hands forward and we'll slide into puppy dog, lifting the hips till they're right over the knees. Fingers spread wide, chin or forehead to the floor. Pressing back through your hip creases and forward into your palms. And walk yourself back. Come into bunny rabbit with the forearms on the floor. Chin tucked. Lift the hips and bring the forehead to the, top of the head to the floor. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. No weight on your neck. And press back into child. Now you can do a second set of bunny rabbit, or we'll go into yoga mudra, bringing your hands behind you, interlacing your fingers. Let's do the hands flat. So rather than the wrists touching, the hands flat like that. Tuck the chin, come on up over onto the top of your head, making sure there's no weight on your neck. Pull your shoulders away from your ears and reach your arms as far away from your back as you can. Draw your belly in and around your back, lengthening your lower back. Keep pulling those shoulders away from your ears. They tend to drop. Gravity's pulling them down. And release back into child. And let's come back into table. Walk your hands forward a little bit. Turn your toes over. And let's come back up into downward facing dog. And press one heel down and bend the other knee forward. Change sides. Lifting both heels, changing sides once again. And changing sides. Lifting both heels, pressing both heels down, thighs back. Reach through your palms, reach through your sitting bones, reach through your heels, and come back into child or egg. Inhale, reach your arms out, coming up into table with your hands a little bit in front of your shoulders. Turn your toes over, arch your back, and press up and back into downward facing dog. We'll swivel our toes to the right, our hips to the left. Come back to center for rest back. And swivel our toes to the left, our hips to the right. And back to center, press back. Step your right foot halfway forward. Swivel your toes to the right. Bring your left hand underneath your shoulder. And if it works for you, inhale your right arm up. You can be on the outside of that back foot and stretch from heel or foot to head and from hand to hand. This hip drops a little bit, so you're trying to get a straight line. Remember, you can stay in an earlier variation. You can stay here, or you can stay here, come back. Let's go back into child before we do the other side. I'm going to come to the other side of my mat. If you want to do that too, you can. Let's inhale up into extended table, arms in front of you. Come into your dog tilt, turn your toes over. Press up and back into downward facing dog. Turn your toes to the left. Turn your toes to the right. Come back to center. Step your left foot halfway forward and turn your toes to the left. You can be on the outside of your bottom foot, and you can inhale this arm up if it works for you. Pressing out from your foot to the top of your head, from hand to hand. Slide your shoulder blades down your back and towards each other to broaden your chest. And bring that hand down. Turn your toes forward. Step back into downward facing dog. And back into child. All right. Looks like we're going to do a class with no standing poses. Let's roll over onto our backs. Take a few breaths here. Let's bring one leg in and give that leg a hug. Soften your shoulders back onto the floor. We'll circle the ankle. And circle back the other way. And place that foot on the floor and slide it down. And bring the other leg in and give it a hug. Circle the ankle. And circle the other way. And down. Bring both legs in, give yourself a hug. Flatten your shoulders back into the floor. Flex your feet and pry your legs apart. Coming into an upward facing frog. And come into a happy baby. If you like, rocking from side to side. And stretch the legs out into an upward facing V. Relax your hands inside your legs. Or grab your big toes with the first 3 fingers of each hand. Keep your shoulders and neck and face relaxed. Your whole spine long on the floor. Let's bring the legs together, cross them and give them a squeeze. Bring the back of it, bring the hands together, bring the back of the hands together, bring the front of the hands together, squeeze. So sort of like a modified eagle pose. It's also a modified inversion. And let's release and open everything out. And cross your legs the other way. Bring the back of your hands together, cross your hands the other way. Squeeze everything together. Press your shoulders back into the floor. And release one more upward facing V. And bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet together, lower your legs to the floor. Your hands to your heart in prayer pose or up overhead in two diamonds. Close your eyes and go inside. So release the hands and the legs, bring your knees in again. Do a spinal twist. So compress your knees away and lower your legs to the floor. And you can stay here or take your top leg, bring it, give it a hug, and then place your foot on top of your other knee, lowering that knee to the floor as well. Bring your elbow to the outside of that leg. A little more complicated twist if you want that variation. Come back to face your leg. Inhale back to center. One more hug. Press your knees away. Square them and lower the knees to the floor, one on top of the other. Or give your top leg a hug and then place your foot on top of the other knee. Take your bottom arm and place it on top of that top knee to weight it down even more, and then turn away from your legs. So a little more complicated, a little more challenging. You don't have to do it. And bring your legs back in. Give yourself one more hug. Maybe a little rock from side to side. And then come into Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. Roll to one side, make a pillow with your arms. Blink your eyes gently to come back into the room. And when you're ready, make your way to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me this morning. Namaste.